so happy to see you here today. Merry Christmas! Okay, I'll put it down now. If you're new here, hi! Welcome! My name is Rayna and I'm a cosplayer. And today I'm going to show you my full cosplay transformation into Nami from One Piece. And we're starting with makeup. First of all, I'm applying a moisturizing foundation by a Korean brand, Enough. And this foundation is actually my favorite one. It's super easy to work with, it's buildable, which means you can control the amount of coverage you want. And also this foundation is just great for winter time when your face is slightly dry. The only flaw of this foundation is that it makes your face look oily, which is not appreciated, but I know how to fix it. Next, I'm going to use the Maybelline Super Stay Concealer. Now I need to set my under eyes, so I'm using this NYX Mineral Finishing Powder. So I'm taking this sponge and taking just a tiny bit of this setting powder and pressing it on under my eyes. Since my face looks oily right now because of the moisturizing foundation, I'm also using this NYX Full Coverage Foundation to mattify my face. Nami has ginger hair, so I suppose she should have ginger eyebrows, but her eyebrows are actually so thin in the anime, so you can't even tell what color they are. So that's why I'm not going to block my brows and draw the whole new brows. Besides, in case of ginger eyebrows, they might turn out way too light and they would kind of get lost on my face, so instead I'll make my eyebrows slightly lighter and add just a bit of that ginger color to them. First of all, I'm using Maybelline Super Stay Concealer, placing it over my eyebrows. Then I'm taking this orange eyeshadow and applying it on top of the concealer. Then I'm also taking the eyebrow pencil and darkening the lower edge of my brow, and also slightly darkening the upper edge. Now I need to feather this end a bit, so I'm taking my beauty blender and feathering this edge. Next, I'm also taking the clear brow fixing gel and brushing my hairs up. And then I'm also using the same orange eyeshadow. I'm going to do cut crease to make my eyes look more expressive, so I'm taking the L'Oreal Full Coverage Concealer and applying it on my crease only, and also curving out the lower edge of my brow. And blending it into my foundation. Then I'm taking this brown eyeshadow and putting it in the inner corner of my eye, and also in the outer corner. Then I'm taking a darker shade of brown and putting it in the middle and blending it with the lighter brown. Next, I'm taking the even darker shade of brown and putting it in the very middle and also slightly extending it diagonally. I want to lighten up the inner and the outer corners, so I'm taking this beige eyeshadow and placing it in the inner corner and also in the outer corner. Now it's time to cut the crease, and since Nami has rounded eyes, I'm going to cut it in a rounded shape. Once the concealer is dry, I'm taking this light shimmer eyeshadow and putting it in the inner corner of my eye, all the way up to the cut crease. And then I'm also placing the same eyeshadow in the outer corner. Then I'm taking this beige eyeshadow and putting it in the middle, up to the cut crease, and gently blending it. Then I'm taking the eyeliner and drawing a line above my upper lashes. Since Nami has rounded eyes, I'm not drawing the wing here, and also I'm not connecting the upper and the lower line, just leave it like this. And then I'm also using the mascara. And now I can finally put on my favorite falsies, which are these ones. I like them because they're super long, super expressive, and also they have these nice individual lashes, which is exactly what I need for Nami. I put them on off camera because putting the falsies on is enough of a challenge on itself, and I just didn't want to mess it all up. At last I'm taking the white eyeliner and placing it on my waterline. Next I'm taking the pink blush and placing it on my cheekbones and slightly above. Now I'm going to use NYX's 3 Steps to Sculpt, which is a contouring palette. And first of all I'm taking the contour shade on this angled brush and placing it below the blush. I'm going to spread it between the 2 cheeks. Now let's blend the contour shade. So I'm blending it with the blush and also feathering it downwards. I'll use a smaller brush to contour my nose, and first I'm taking the contour shade, just teeny tiny bit, and placing it on my nose with these tapping motions. I'm also feathering it and blending it into my foundation, doing it very gently because otherwise I might just scratch off my foundation, which is probably gonna be impossible to correct. Then I'm also taking the highlighter shade. I would use a smaller brush for this, but I ran out of brushes. So I'm placing it right on the bridge of my nose and slightly above. Okay, now it's all over the place. And also I'm placing it below the contour shade. Now I'm taking the contour shade brush and I'll slightly correct my nose contouring. Next I'm also taking the bronzer and placing it below my cheekbones. Next I'm taking NYX Mineral Finishing Powder and putting it on my forehead, slightly on my cheeks, and on my chin. Since I'm going to wear a pink costume, I decided that I want pink lips for this cosplay. But since Nami doesn't actually wear any lipstick, you can also do nude lips. Finally, to seal my makeup, I'm going to use a setting spray. Apparently, I've been pronouncing the name of the brand wrong in my previous 2 videos, so I'm not going to butcher it anymore. It's this brand. Sorry. My costume is from AliExpress, and I actually have an unboxing and review video for this costume, so you can check it out if you want to. But I'm actually wearing a different shirt because I didn't quite like the shirt that came with this costume, and I think that this one fits way better. I originally ordered a Doki Doki wig for Nami, and I absolutely hated it. So I ordered 3 standard wigs from AliExpress, one for pre-timeskip Nami, one for post-timeskip Nami, and one to dissect to obtain wefts. So I took the wefts from that 3rd wig, sewn them into this wig. Then I also decided to crimp this wig to add some more volume to it, maybe too much volume, but we'll get into it, and cut the bangs. And I used a hair curler to make these curls. And while I was curling it, I used the hair clips to fix the roll until it cools down completely, because that is how you curl the synthetic wigs. Then I tried this wig on and I thought that it was way too voluminous and bulky for my liking, so I used the hair straightener to get rid of some of the volume in the upper part of the wig. It still looks a bit bulky right now, but that is because I'm wearing the 2 low ponytails that concentrate right here, so I suppose it should be better with a different hairstyle. And I also fixed the bangs with the Got2b hairspray, and I used 2 black ribbons to tie the hair into these 2 low ponytails. That was a very brief explanation of what I did. I actually did way more than that, and I'm going to make a separate Nami post-timeskip wig tutorial that is going to be way more detailed, that will depict all the stages of the styling process, and also it will contain not just this hairstyle but also the high ponytail from Punk Hazard and these two hairstyles from Whole Cake Island. Next, I also had to make the lock pose. I took the plastic bracelet and I had to sand it with the nail file because otherwise the paint just would not stick to this bracelet. Then I also made the base out of 3 layers of 5mm high density EVA foam, and I used box cutter and the nail file to make these rounded edges. And then I used the box cutter and the nail file again to make this wooden pattern. Next, I had to make these 3 compasses, and for the hemispheres themselves, I ordered this plastic candy mold to cut the hemispheres out of it. And for the magnetic needles, I took a leftover piece of 5mm PVC and cut out 6 diamond-shaped pieces out of it. Then I used the box cutter and the nail file to make an actual diamond shape, and I took a very thin wire to attach the magnetic needles to the hemisphere. So to do it, I had to poke a hole in 3 of the diamonds with this huge needle and put the wire through this hole. Then I had to bend the wire and also cut out a small gutter for the wire to rest, and I did it with a box cutter. And then I glued the 2 halves of the diamond together with a super glue. And I also had to correct the shape of these magnetic needles even further with a nail file. When I was finally happy with the shape of these magnetic needles, I primed them with the acrylic primer and painted one end of each needle with red acrylic paint. Then I also had to actually attach them to the hemispheres, so I used the same huge needle to poke the holes on top of each hemisphere, and I put a wire through this hole and shaped it into a twirl. Then I also had to cut out the bases for each hemisphere out of EVA foam that I previously primed and painted, and I used hot glue to glue the hemisphere to this base. So that is how I got these compasses, and I also used hot glue to glue them to this base of the lock pose. And then I also primed this base and the bracelet, painted it with acrylic paint and covered it with matte acrylic varnish. And that's how we got this. In order for my Nami cosplay to be complete, I also had to make the Clima-tact! Nami has several versions of the Clima-tact, and I decided to make the latest one, which is the Sorcery Clima-tact. For this I used 3 cardboard sleeves, one for the handle and also 2 for the sticks that were going to come out of the handle. Magic! And one of the sleeves that were going to be used for the sticks was smaller than the other one, so I covered it with the 2mm EVA foam. Then I also made these 4 rings out of high-density 5mm EVA foam. And I used scissors and nail file to make this rounded edge. And I also used heat gun to melt the EVA foam a bit to make it less bumpy. For the ends of the Clima-tact, I ordered 2 12cm styrofoam spheres and I cut it into a proper shape with a box cutter and also corrected the shape with a sandpaper. Then I cut out a hole and glued it to the end of the Clima-tact with the hot glue. And then I glued these rings onto the stick with the hot glue. For the handle, I ordered 2 8cm styrofoam spheres, cut out holes in them and put them on the cardboard sleeve. Then I also cut out 6 stripes out of 2mm EVA foam and glued them onto the handle with hot glue. Then I also primed each part of the Clima-tact with the acrylic primer, painted it with the acrylic paint and covered it with the acrylic gloss. So that's my Clima-tact. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Zeus yet, but I'm working on it. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to this channel if you like cosplay, and especially if you like One Piece cosplays, because I have 7 more One Piece cosplay videos planned for this channel. Yes, the first one that I've already talked about is going to be a Nami post-timeskip wig tutorial. This wig tutorial is going to be way more detailed than the wig styling part of this video. It will have more steps that didn't make it to this video, and also it will contain pretty much all of Nami's post-timeskip hairstyles, and I'm going to show you how to do each one of them. Next are going to be the post-timeskip lock post tutorial and also the Sorcery Clima-tact tutorial. Yeah, I've kind of shown it in this video, but the actual tutorials will contain way more detail, way more explanation of why I decided to do it this way, and also some of my suggestions on how you can do it differently. So make sure to check them out if you're interested in that kind of thing. And also, in my opinion, you can make this lock pose and wear it as your everyday accessory. I think it looks cool. Then there are also going to be a pre-timeskip lock pose tutorial. It's not finished yet, it doesn't have the magnetic needle in it, so I don't think you can navigate the grand line with it, but I'll finish it and make a tutorial about it. And then, as you might have guessed, we are also going to have the pre-timeskip wig tutorial that will also contain several different Nami hairstyles. Also, there's going to be a Robin cosplay unboxing and review video. It will be about the Wano outfit that I reordered because the first one didn't fit me, and I'll probably make a couple of adjustments to that costume and show you how I did it. And the last one is going to be a very special video. It's not a cosplay video, it's going to be more like a handmade type of video, and I'll tell you the secret of what it's going to be. Come closer. Okay, I'll come closer. So listen, it's going to be the Straw Hat's pirate flag, but it's all rhinestones. I'll give you a sneak peek. Check this out. Oh, I can't wait to finish it! Important to note that the order in which the videos are going to come out is going to be different, and most likely there will be different cosplay videos somewhere in between. Regardless, all of these videos are coming out with 100% possibility, because all of them are either already fully filmed or are in the process of filming, so stay tuned, and I really hope to see you in my next video, in all of these videos. Have a nice day and Merry Christmas!